Through the terms of his will, British absentee landowner Samuel Gist freed his 350 Virginia slaves and provided funds for their relocation, the purchase of land and homes, and the establishment of schools and churches. Gist executors acquired over 2,000 acres of land in Ohio, including 2 large tracts in Scott and Eagle Townships in Brown County in 1819. In 1831 and 1835, an agent of the Gist estate purchased 207 acres in Fairfield Township, now Penn Township, Highland County, and divided this acreage into 31 lots. The Gist settlement in Highland County was the last to be purchased and settled. In 1857, the Ohio legislature granted the Highland County Court of Common Pleas control over the freedmen's trust monies. In 2003, descendants of the freed Gist slaves still inhabited part of the original settlement. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mika Wilkerson Show for part 2 about Gist settlement. To kind of give you a recap of what we're talking about, we are talking about Gist settlement, Turner Rollins legacy. Correct? Did I get that long title right?
You got the names in there. I can't remember which one is supposed to go first. You got them all in there.
Right. I'm just learning it today, so I excuse me for forgetting it. I'm sorry. But we are going to go ahead and go into talking about where we left off at. We were talking about the help that is needed out there. If you want to volunteer, they're going to have get-togethers. If you think you are a descendant, do your research, contact Gist Settlement Legacy, or you can reach out to me and I will give you their information to contact them so you can find out more about the history, what you could do to get involved. And leading into that part, are you guys looking for other members?
We are always looking for people to join the membership. We don't openly advertise, but every time that we have an event or go to an event, we have a sign-in sheet. And we hope that they put their email address, and we reassure them that we do not sell our list. And then by using those email addresses, we can let people know when we are doing something.
Okay.
We are looking at doing an event sometime before the end of the year. We have some people from Highland County who are interested in going out to our cemetery and doing a kind of show. We're going to go ahead and pick about 5 people who are buried there and find some history, a story of some kind of their past. And then we will invite everybody to come out, and it would be bringing their own chair, sitting on the road. Parking will be on our legacy property, not on the sides of the road. And they would go ahead and shine a light on a tombstone, and then hopefully it will be a family member of that person who'll step forward and tell a little story about them to try and give some more of an awareness to the public, because we've had such great turnouts when we've been doing presentations. Give them another way to be able to come out and find out some new information.
Okay. And I do remember you said that you have, do you have the event that you're talking about, the like family reunion appreciation of the, is it the same day and time every year, or?
We've been doing it in the beginning to mid part of June every year. We figure we'll keep it in June, but it may fluctuate on which weekend.
Okay, and how far in advance do you let people know when this event is coming up? Because I can start posting about on my page. If anybody is like, okay, when is this event? What's it called? I will keep people active about what you guys are doing.
Usually around the month of January, when we are having our meetings, I'll go ahead and I'll start saying, okay, who wants what weekend? And we'll go ahead and start tossing it around. So hopefully by the beginning of February, we would have the exact date.
Okay. And what is, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys say it on here, the contact information. I'm going to get that out of the way, and then we'll recap it at the end as well. How can people reach Gist Settlement Turner Rollins, wait a minute. Gist Settlement Turner Rollins Legacy. Did I get that right?
I think it's Rollins Turner, isn't
Rollins
it?
Turner.
Rollins Turner.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still learning.
We have an email address that's just as simple as gistsettlement gmail.com. Anybody can go ahead and email and ask for information. We are on Facebook as Gift Settlement Legacy.
Okay.
We also have a website, which is giftsettlementlegacy.com.
So you guys have really put the work in and really get into it, huh?
We're trying to. Little by little, we're getting things. In your last episode, we did talk a little bit about what everybody does as far as the directors for the group. I may hold the position of secretary-treasurer, but I have assistant secretary and treasurer. We did it that way because they're still very much family-oriented. So they're working full-time jobs and they're taking care of their family, and if I need something, I'll go ahead and stretch out to them to ask for assistance. We have one who happens to do a lot with computers. And from California, Taylor keeps us up to date on the computer and on the Facebook page with the things that we're doing, so people find out, sending the email out to those that we have email addresses, letting them know what's going on.
Okay. Now I'm going to talk to both of you, but I need to focus on him for a minute.
Please do.
The reason why is because he was in here telling me some stories about like family from back in the day, and I want to talk about this on the air because there's one particular story I just found out about today. My great-great-grandfather was a gangster, okay? And I'm like, then I start thinking, like, is this where I get my stuff from? But I love it. I love it. So please tell this story, please.
Okay, well, I grew up in Gift Settlement. I was raised by my great-grandmother, Louise Peen Turner. Sam Turner was her husband. And Sam Turner was actually the brother of your great-great-grandmother.
Emor
Thomas Turner. Or
and
Turner
you said
Thomas.
that she's related to you how?
She is my great aunt.
So we found out we're related, but we're just trying to find out exactly how. This cousin, uncle, like I don't know yet. So we're going to get to that and I'll let you guys know. But go ahead, sorry.
But yes, and my wife and I have been digging into the history, and she came across all these newspaper articles, and one of them just happened to be about your great-grandfather, and back in the day where I guess there was some conflict between him and Shug Robinson, and I guess
Name Shug. When I heard the name Shug, I'm gonna let you guys know. I was like, oh yeah, we knew there was gonna be a problem with the name Shug. So,
and he decided, I guess, to exact revenge by planting a bomb at his cabin. Shug was able to escape. So, but your great-grandfather, went on trial for that bombing that occurred.
wow! When I heard that, I was like, my grandfather, what? Because I heard all the delicate stories, the farmland against settlement, but then when you start digging into some of the things that went down there, you're like, wow, wow. My grandfather is a gangster. Okay, but it sounds almost like some mob stuff.
Yeah.
And all I'm thinking is like, where did my grandfather get a bomb? Did you make this, Papa? What happened? Right? I mean, we laugh about it now, but we're just like, goodness gracious. And did you hear any other interesting stories close to something like that?
Well, there was a shooting at the schoolhouse. They were having a get-together. I can't remember the year, but one individual decided to bring Frazier brought a gun to the event and shot a man by the name of David Rollins. He survived. David Rollins survived, but Frazier went on trial. What happened to him after the trial, we don't know, but we know his wife was buried out at Gift Settlement. She has a headstone out there, and the headstone reads the wife of Frazier. But there's been some activity that's happened.
Some good, some salacious activity on Gift Settlement land. It was a community, but it was going to be just like anywhere else. Neighbors aren't going to get along. People escalate because people have pushed them too far, and I know people can be like, really, you making excuses for your grandfather making a bomb and trying to blow somebody up, and it's not that, but some people we don't know the full backstory of what he did that could have
Right.
caused him to go to that level. The anger, you know, what he did. That I'm not making excuses for bombing, because somebody will say, "Oh God, she's talking about," and then we wonder if she's going to make one. like no. But I still want, like, hearing these stories helps me piece together my history. So I appreciate him coming on. Him growing up out there with my grandmother and them. This means the world to me. It really, 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 really does. And can you tell me any, like, feel-good stories or stories that are sticking out for you and your family when you grew up out there?
I mean, my whole family, with my mother, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, you know, we were all right there together. And like I said, grew up with my great-grandmother, but my mom, brothers, sisters, they were, you know, just down the way from us, and along with my aunt. But, I mean, we went to school from out there to New Vienna. We all went to New Vienna school. We all...
Oh, okay, so you didn't go to school on the land. You just went to the school closest by.
Right. Well,
Okay.
New Vienna school was integrated in the mid-'50s, unlike Hillsborough, that took a while after the Dred Scott decision. It took a while for Hillsborough to integrate, but New Vienna school, they were already integrated. And... So
I heard they still do a lot of like, still to this day, a lot of, like, slighted racism still going on.
Oh yeah, there was Klan activity in the '90s in New Vienna.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yes, yeah. So that was a big deal.
It seems like we're never going to get away from that, unfortunately.
But
yeah, I appreciate like you coming on talking about these kind of things, because like I said, hearing things of how things used to be back there, it gives people a scenario to look at and say, okay. And then you said you don't know for sure it was in the 80s when things started kind of declining out there in guest settlement? The activity of people living there.
Right. Well, I left in '75 because my grandmother broke her hip, and I moved to New Vienna with my mother, who had already moved away. But prior to that, my aunts and uncles, they moved away. They moved to Wilmington. And so the only ones left out there from my side of the family was me and my grandmother. Everyone else had moved away. And like I said, that was 1975. I was still in high school. So I spent my last year in high school. With my mother, I lived in New Vienna.
Okay. So when you were last out there, you said it was like 70s?
75 is when I actually left.
And it was still pretty lively out there when you were living there?
Well, it started, I mean, most of my family had moved away by then. The Peacocks were still there. The Robinsons were still there. Osro was still there. Your grandfather was still there. And Clarabelle Rollins was still living there, Paul's mother. And Paul retired out of the Navy in '76, so he moved back there. So he was living with his mother for a time.
Oh, okay. So he moved away, then came back.
Right. He was in the Navy for 26 years till he retired, and he moved back, and he lived there for a while with his mom until she went into an assisted living type home, and he lived out there himself with his younger son Barry and middle son Jeff. They both lived there for a while. That's pretty much it. I mean, he farmed the land, you know. He was farming the land before he actually retired, because I used to farm with him. I used to do a lot of the work myself. I'd bale hay by myself. Right. And he had horses. He had the horses out there. He had some cows at one point, and a lot of dogs. He loved his dogs.
He was known going around in Highland County with the dogs in the truck.
And that was one of the things that he stated in his will. He wanted to make
saw that
sure,
in the article, actually, where they was talking about him riding with dogs in the car. Right.
Yeah. He wanted to make sure in his will that his animals were taken care of. That was part of his will. But
Yeah, the reason why I bring that part up is because I was wondering when the decline started happening, was that when some of the issues started picking up, like, okay, we got to try to get in here and get a hold of this land. It's kind of abandoned. It's kind of, everybody's moving away. It's trashed. Is that around the time when things started really picking up, where people were trying to come in and be like, we want to try to take this land from you? And then that's when you guys created the 501c3.
Well, Paul had actually started it when he retired. When he moved back, that's when he started the ball rolling as far as trying to, pay the back taxes. I mean, he paid $28,000 in back taxes, but it all started to happen when he moved back to Ohio.
So when he moved
retired.
back, it was kind of looking rough at that point in
Yes.
time.
Mhm.
He found
So
that they
around
were
that gap
going.
when it
Right.
happened.
He found that some of the properties were going to tax sale,
Right.
and that's how he found out, and that's how the ball kept going for years.
How he was able to acquire and get.
Exactly.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, with you telling me that information, where are we at with gift settlement besides the 501c3? Is there, I know we talked about and we touched about volunteering on the last episode, but what are you guys going to be gathering anything together in the near future where you're needing some work done out there?
The one bid that we have, which was the possibility of putting in another cabin style, they would be helpful if we had people to come in and just remove everything out of the house that wasn't really burnable. Metal, there's a lot of stuff that's in there. We cannot tell people to go and blindly do this. It would have to be something, if people wanted to help with that, if they reached out so we could have a list, we could go ahead and arrange a date for people to come in and take stuff out of the house.
Are you looking for particular kinds of people? Like, are you looking for contractors that might volunteer? Are you looking for certain types of positions that you feel will be delicately able to handle? You're talking about taking the bar out and taking the beams out and taking certain things.
The
So-
one beam that needs to come out, if we were to choose this company with the cabins, they would come in and they would remove that for us. But if we got the rest of the junk out of the way, so it's not necessarily at this point that we need someone that's a contractor, it's that we need somebody that doesn't mind going ahead, sweating and getting dirty in order to take stuff out so that we could dispose of it so that it was out of the way when they went in and to go ahead and take that one beam out.
Okay, now talking about cabins, how many are still, besides Paul's, are there any other ones still standing or have they all been
That's
torn
it.
down?
Hate
They're
to
all
tell
torn
you,
down.
your family destroyed the last remnants of one on the property.
This was
Oh, that was
this was
Osro.
Osro's right here.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, so that was the last one that went, because I did hear
Yes.
about Aunt Elsie's and Uncle Kenny's going down, yeah.
Yep. So there is no others.
Well, actually,
out there.
Elsie had a brick house down there.
Oh, did she? Okay.
Aunt Sis, Emor, and Osro had the 2 log cabins down there.
Okay.
And we've got the picture that shows your Emor standing outside her log cabin.
I got to get that picture from you
Yes,
guys.
we've got it. But
Yeah, we've got it somewhere too.
yeah, but the last 2 cabins were theirs, and there used to be another one that Lester Robinson used to live in before he moved trailers onto the lot. But that was right as you come into Gift Settlement off of Ross Road. There used to be a cabin that stood there. Those cabins were still in existence when I was growing up out there. But right now, Paul's is the only structure that was a cabin that was overlaid with new material, but there's a cabin, remnants of a cabin underneath of it.
We were hoping to find more of the structure of the cabin than what we did find.
Okay, because I was looking at that was the 2-story picture that I saw, right? So he had an amazing home out there, like 2 stories. It looked big. It almost looks like some of the I hate to even use this word, the plantation houses. It almost favored that with that double from the picture. It
Yeah,
There's
did.
but-
only 4 rooms, right?
Really?
Well,
It looked
had
bigger
to.
than that. Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
The second floor was only
4,
2 rooms.
5 total rooms, counting the kitchen. There used to be another bedroom where the bathroom is now. Then the living room, and then the back room that they added onto it, and then the upstairs, which was 2 rooms.
It was twice the size as what a cabin would have been.
See, that's what I figured. I was like, it looked big, but I didn't know how big because it was hard to tell from pictures. So, has anyone thought of putting, like, I know this sounds kind of weird, but I'm an old school person at heart. I have an old soul. So I was like, I would love to see new cabins, log cabins built out there. I know that sounds old, but hey, I'm all
She
for
had
it.
mentioned that originally when we were talking about that, but I guess the cost would be astronomical. So
Wow,
We could go ahead and look into something as we're moving forward in the future if we knew that there were people who wanted to see that happen.
Yeah, maybe even use it as part of a tour, like you guys talking about people going through. If those are like not as fragile, something that's freshly built, then people could go in and be like, and put some of the stuff you guys had, the artifacts, because something tells me with all those artifacts, you're going to need more than one place to put it in, right?
And we would like for it to be temperature controlled also, because right now that's where they're being stored at, in a temperature controlled facility.
Yeah.
What I pitched to the directors, and we're not at the point yet to make any decision on that, would be to have 2 cabins on the property and to be putting inside them things that would be used as demonstration. The spinning wheel for making yarn, for making clothing, the
Not
butter
to cut you
churn.
off, have you been to Carriage Hill?
No,
And Huber, if you guys leave here and you have a little bit of free time, it's in Huber Heights, Ohio. It's called Carriage Hill, and they have all the old school nostalgia, and they have large displays. It would be something good to go through to kind of see if it feeds your brain and the ideas you're wanting to go through, because they have that what you're talking about doing.
right.
Now, is that in the Dayton area?
It's
Okay.
like from here, it's probably like 15-20 minutes.
With this idea possibly being able to have a school make an appointment to come in, make arrangements for a field trip, come in. We could have reenactment companies that know how to use these things
Somebody
and
tore
may
it
have
on.
dressed in garb to be able to come out and demonstrate how these things were. So these kids could actually be turning the
Educated,
handle,
actively
pumping the butter churn.
interactive.
Yeah, they would be able to, eating a piece of fresh bread that was baked in the stone oven that is
I love
on
that kind
the
of stuff, man.
to be able to do that, to maybe be charging admission to groups of adults that come in to look, using that admission to be able to help finance the education groups to be able to come in
the
and
food
look.
and supplies and all that, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We do want with the property to someday be able to do a scholarship every year for
That would
one
be
child,
nice.
being able to make it that they were to research and find an interesting story about something to do with gift settlement in order to qualify.
That is wow, that's a really good idea. Like I said, it incorporates a lot of different things. It gets people more involved, draws people in. Oh, they have a scholarship out here. They have this. They have the different things that are going to bring attention to and put the attention on guest settlement. That's what we want to do. We want to preserve, you guys want to preserve what is owned by guest settlement legacy. There's private land that's owned by like my family, the Robinsons and some other people that are scrabbled around. But those, from my understanding, just to kind of recap things, you said that it could easily make their property available for sale, or where if they get behind on taxes, they could lose it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's horrible to hear. How can would you guys be able to give me information on how they can preserve that from happening to them?
The other people that own property there?
Yeah, like the way you guys are protected under guest settlement legacy, but they are obviously not. So how can they go about making sure that doesn't happen to them and they lose their property?
They have deeds to their property. If they lose their property, it's because they missed something that going
Yeah.
forward. So they shouldn't have any issues. All of those were resolved. The only properties that don't have deed is the church cemetery property.
Well, I mean, like what I guess I probably should have worded that differently. I'm worried about if they fall behind, or if it leaves them open to the wolves. You feel what I'm saying? Like somebody, even if they're paid up, they're fine, can somebody still come in and do something sneaky and get to them?
Nobody should be able to do anything like that, but we would hope anybody that still owns property in gift settlement, if they decided they were going to sell, that they would take into consideration to talk to us first. We would rather go ahead and find a way to come to an agreement. Being a nonprofit, they could also donate or decrease a price because they would be able to use it on their taxes also. For us to be able to add it into the legacy so that it would never be
Never,
built
ever
by
be touched.
or owned by an outsider. So it remains historical. Is it possible to go ahead and talk about this book for a second?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so this book is written by Natalie Goodrich Amato. She is one of our directors. This starts from the beginning. This starts in England with Samuel Gist. It is a book that we definitely recommend for being able to read the story.
Can you hold that up?
Sure.
Sure.
It is available on, there we go, on Amazon.
And I'll put a picture up, close up, so everybody can see it as well.
It is, yeah, so it is available on Amazon. And Samuel Gist started, he was born in England. His mother died when he was 7. His father decided he couldn't continue to take care of him and sent him to an orphanage at the age of 10.
Yeah, I did read about that part at least, yeah.
Then he was given an apprenticeship in the U.S. And that during that period of time, that's where he became the owner of these plantations. So I believe he knew from the get-go how it felt.
How to be in
He
captivity.
was an indentured servant, so he did fall into the same play. So he willed everybody to be freed. It's an interesting story from beginning to end. And her book also includes Erie County and Brown County, which is how all of the Gist settlements did start.
And by the way, I want to make sure I bring up there were 4 Gist settlements. Highland County is the most active one that's going through the most right now, but there are 4 Gist settlements that you want to read about in case you haven't learned anything about that.
And anybody that wants information can go ahead and reach out to us. We want to find ways to be able to connect people with their history from Gist settlement. We invite more people to join us.
Yes, and I remember like Peggy Mills Warner. She is so important to the movement as well. She gets around. She's been doing this for so long. Retired teacher, and I'm just like, there's so many of you that have such rich history and Gist settlement, but I just sit in awe and just hang on everywhere. That's why the whole time he's talking, I'm just like, yeah, like I like staring at the faces of Gist settlement's descendants. I love hearing their words. I love hearing the people that have been there. That's even my heart.
We were fortunate enough to have lunch with Peggy last week.
And she's just the best. Like, she is so sweet and kind. Like, yeah,
she's an interesting person.
Yeah, she is beautiful, interesting, kind of heart, full of knowledge. I just sit like it's been a while since I talked to her, but just absorbing everything that she knows through the years and hearing from you and hearing from other, it does something for me, and I can't say it enough. Like, I know you guys are probably like, gosh, but no, when you lose family and you start losing all those connections and you don't have anybody to latch on to anymore, you hang on for dear life to anything you can get. And that's why you guys being here means the world to me. It really does. I'm going to recap about how people can donate, and then you guys are going to tell me the contact information again so we can kind of double down on that.
And one thing I'd like to mention is Paul Turner is going to be inducted into the Historical Hall of Fame next month.
In Highland County.
Wow.
Yeah. Are you guys, is it like a ceremony, a big ceremony there?
Yes, his granddaughter, who is Taylor, the person we were talking about in California, she's going to come out and accept the...
Oh, that is, I love that. That's awesome. Every last one of them descendants that's been part of this fight deserve every bit of respect that they, including Paul.
Yeah.
Yep, and he's put his foot forward. I'm going to, you can go to their website, or where did you say? Facebook page, and there is the scan code that you can donate to Gist settlement and try to help. And I will make sure I put a picture up of this as well. This information will also be on my Facebook page. So you guys, and all over my social media, so you guys can know how you can help out anyway. If you could please recap the contact information for me.
So I have an email address that goes directly to me, and that is gistsettlement@gmail.com. We have a website, which is gistsettlement.com. Gist Settlement or Gist Settlement Legacy? Legacy. Sorry, gistsettlementlegacy.com. And we have a Facebook page, which is Gist Settlement Legacy. Also, if people are on Ancestry and they're trying to do searches and they're thinking that they belong with Gist Settlement, if they come up with a somebody else's tree shows up on theirs, if it is Gist Legacy, it is Natalie working on all of the lines that are descendants from Gist Settlement.
Natalie is the one that wrote the book, right?
Yes. So Gist Settlement, Gist Legacy is what she has it on Ancestry. So if you come up with that, that's actually leading to us also.
Okay, and if you guys think that you're a descendant in any way, shape, or form, look at the marquee, look at the names on there, research your history. Let us know what you think you might know. Reach out to them. They have a lot of trees and branches and things that they know that they may be able to help you find out. Reach out to the library, check your genealogy. Ask them to research if you think you might be related to Gift Settlement. Because, go ahead, sorry.
No, that's okay. If somebody has information that is old pictures, stories, whatever for Gift Settlement, we are always interested in collecting more so we can add it to the collection. Pieces that make sense, that it might even draw to a name in the cemetery that we're trying to figure out if they did something that we should be able to tell people was
Piece
important.
it together and put it in the information.
Yeah.
That would be something, I was just thinking about that, what you just said. It would be interesting that you guys, I don't know if you guys release new information on your Facebook page each time you guys get something new from a new descendant or something you didn't know. Do you guys post about that? Or
We haven't started into that area yet. What we are starting is we are starting a page on the website, which is old pictures, asking people to comment if they know who the people are in the pictures. So she will periodically put one of those pictures on Facebook, and it'll have the link to take them to the website in order to comment if they know who the people are in the picture.
You guys are doing some amazing work. I really, you guys are amazing. I hate to have to even wrap this up. I know we did 2 parts. I could do 4 or 5 with them. Like, I love it this much. But we will have them back on future episodes whenever they want to come back. You guys promise you'll come back over and over again?
Sure.
No, of course.
Because I would love that. Thank you so much for coming, Charles and Paige Green from Guest Settlement, Rollins Turner Legacy.
Yeah.
And to find out more information, as you heard, the websites, and I'll have them in the end credits as well. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for tuning in to the Mika Wilkerson Show, and have a wonderful day.